is Joanne, and welcome to the One to Another podcast. Today we're going to talk about getting through the holidays. Guess what? Sleigh bells are ringing. Christmas is around the corner, and Thanksgiving is just a few days away. And so I want to talk about how in the world do you get through the holidays when you have a heart that is so deeply broken. Well, you know what? The holiday time, the whole world seems consumed with tinsel and glitter, but those who grieve are only aware of the terrible hole that's in their heart and in their lives, knowing that the intense pain of the holidays is facing them, and how in the world are they going to get through it? Well, there will be pain during the holidays, so we need to remember not to deny ourselves the gift of healing tears. You know, I have a saying, tears on the outside fall to the ground and slowly wash away, but tears on the inside fall in the soul, and they stay and stay and stay. So I always say, for crying out loud, cry. We need to let it out, and we need to express sometimes our pain with tears. Ron says, grown men don't cry, but growing men cry. So if you're a guy and you're listening to this, I want to welcome you to do some weeping. It's okay. We need to let it out. So we've got to take some time to cry, to be sad, honor your feelings. You know what I find out? Life is so much of a hurry. We want our life to be better right now. So what about doing what we need to do this season and let it be enough? I think it's also important to plan ahead. You know, Santa Claus makes a list and checks it twice. Well, Santa Claus can make a list, maybe even in the middle of our grief, we can make a list and have some kind of a plan, so when we aren't concentrating, we have some things written down and think, oh yes, this is what I need to do. Now, maybe it's just too tough for you to go to the malls. You can think of other ways to give gifts. After my late husband died, he had a lot of shoes. He had boots, he had shoes. You know, back then I remember he wore cordovans. I don't even think they make them anymore. But you know what I did that first year at Christmas? I collected all his shoes, everything I could find, and I planted cactus in them. And so I gave everybody a pair of shoes with cactus and said, put this on your, porch or wherever, and just enjoy some shoes from someone who loved you. And everybody who got a pair of shoes with flowers in them or cactus, they thought that was really great. You know, they did disintegrate, but at least for a while, they had a pair of Dwayne shoes. And maybe if you have a favorite book that your loved one read, maybe you want to give that to someone with a special note in it, just saying, hey, he loved this book or she loved this book, and I would love to share it with you. I have found this year in most of the gift giving that I've done at work, we've lost a lot of people, and I have given them something from our home to them. And I just have decided that some of my treasures I need to get rid of. Not because I don't love them, but maybe I just need to give them away and give them to somebody else. So that's an idea of maybe something different to do this year. How about give yourself permission to change family traditions? Maybe you've always hosted the Christmas dinner and you just don't feel up to it. Well, I think you need to talk to your family about it and decide what do you want to do differently. Talk over some changes and maybe have a new host or hostess this year. Maybe consider turning the table into a buffet dinner and nominate one person to assist in the serving. Anything that you can do that's different, but you can still celebrate, let someone else be the chef. You don't always have to do it the same way. And so, I think the question we ask at our house, after my late husband died, when Amy and I get together and talk about what we're going to do for Christmas, the question we always ask each other, hey, do we really enjoy doing this? And maybe other family members want to do it. The first Christmas after Joanne died, I did not want to put up a Christmas tree. Too much work, didn't want to go out in the cold, have somebody cut it down. I just thought the whole thing was too much. Well, Amy said, Mom, I really want to have a tree this year. So how about if I do it? I'll go get the tree. I can cut it down. I'll bring it to our home. I'll set it up, I'll decorate it, and when it's all done, you can come down and see it, and I'll say Merry Christmas. I said, if that's what you want to do, you're welcome to do it. And she did a great job. But it was just the idea that, hey, some of the family can't do what family always did. So, sometimes it's to ask the question, have I involved or considered my children? How many stockings should we put up? Should we put them all up? Maybe the person that has been deceased, what are we going to do with that stocking? Well, one of the things that we did the first year is we put up Dwayne's stocking, and people would come to our house, and I'd ask them if they would just write a note of something they remembered about Dwayne. And on Christmas morning, then, what we did is we took the sock down, we read all the notes and cried and laughed, and then we decided that was it. We were not putting the stocking up again. So, you just have to talk about what it is that you want to do and do it. Maybe you go to church at a different time. Maybe you don't go to church at all. Nobody would think that, but sometimes we have to rearrange, change, because it's just not working out this year. I think it's important to be kind to yourself. We need to accept help, enlist others to support us. Sometimes I think we're so afraid of appearing dependent that we reject sincere offers of help. I've learned that asking for help is not giving up. It is refusing to give up. And this year I have found, because of my husband now, Ron, he's not able to help me at all in the preparations for the holidays. So I've invited people that I trust and love. Hey, can you do this for me? I asked Amy to come over and put our Christmas card together. She put the whole thing together. I've asked other people to help me with other things that I've had to do, some shopping that I've needed to do on the internet. I've just said, hey, this is where I need help. Will you help me? And you know what? People do it. They want to help us. And when we give them a specific idea, they're right there to do it. Now, I think it's important to share your holiday with anyone. Maybe you do that by buying a gift in honor of your loved one, and maybe delivering it to the Salvation Army or Union Gospel Mission or some place where there is an organization that helps others. For a long time, I bought a extra large shirt. That's what size Dwayne wore. And I'd find the perfect shirt, and you know what? I'd wrap it, and then I'd take it down to the Union Gospel Mission or Salvation Army or wherever, and I'd say, in honor of Dwayne Smith. And I'd say, give this to some man who really needs a wonderful gift, and give it to them with love. You see, something happens to you when you realize that you can do something for someone else. Just make a difference in their life. Buy a gift for yourself. To me, for me. That may be something you've never done before, but the first year I was single, that's something I did. To me, for me. I thought about something I really wanted, because my late husband, Dwayne, was very generous. He would always buy me wonderful gifts and buy things wonderful for Amy, too. But there was always something that he spent time and energy and money on just for me. And so I thought, I've got to do this year because there's just that big hole in your heart and you need to fill it with something. And so I would look around and think about it, and all of a sudden I'd make a decision. That's the gift. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy that to me for me. And then on Christmas morning, I would open the gift and say to myself, Merry Christmas, Joanne. Because I believe that you have to give your own life a degree of meaning and value, no matter how much your heart hurts. I found this, I share this story with others. Be sure you give something to me from me. One lady did that, and it was her family was there, and her husband had died, and she put a little present at the very top of the tree, and her son was playing Santa Claus, and all the presents were distributed and opened, and all of a sudden there was still one present under the tree, at the top of the tree, and he said, "Hey, Mom, what's this all about?" And she said, "Look at it." And it says, "To me, from me." He says, "Well, who's me?" And she says, "I'm me." And so he got up there, got the present, gave it to her, and she opened it. It was a beautiful, beautiful strand of pearls. She'd always wanted some pearls. And so she decided she was going to do that to me for me. Well, her daughters-in-laws were there, and they thought, wow, this is a great idea. Next year, we're going to do the same thing. Even though we have great husbands, there's sometimes that there's just something we want just nobody else knows about. So we're going to do that too. I thought that was fun. Now, you do have the right to have some fun. One thing I like about jolly old St. Nicholas is that he always going, ho, ho, ha, ha, he, he. And I think that we have to take some time to have some fun. When you have a day that isn't so bad and you feel like doing something just for fun, then do it. Don't be afraid of what others will say if they see you laughing and having a good time. Laughter and joy are not disrespectful. And so I have a really special friend that when we both have a good day, we take each other out to breakfast. We can do that because Ron sleeps in, and so we can skip away for an hour or two and just be together and have fun. And we always give each other a present, crazy presents. But the whole idea is that we need to have a place in our life where we can smile and have some fun. And then I suggest you buy a holiday candle and light it every day through the holidays. I remember one wife telling me that every time that she would light the candle, the whole house seemed warmer. It was her daily silent reminder of him, her husband, that made her feel so much better. So find a candle. Okay, if you can't have a real one, find another kind and just light it and make your house full of light. And it's a way to remember them in a very special, quiet way. And that's a really important thing to do. And even at your holiday, maybe dinner or time together, light the candle and say, I'm lighting this candle in honor of, and honor them for just a moment. Because we do need to remember them. They're still a part of our lives. And that great big hole in our heart will slowly come together as we're honest enough to say, I am going to continue to live my life in honor of you. So just remember to take it one day at a time. Know that whenever and whatever you choose to do this year, you can decide to handle things differently next year because growth and change go hand in hand. Whatever it is you're doing this year, well, if it doesn't work out, you've got another year to work it through. When the special day arrives, it's not going to be as difficult as you anticipate. It is only 24 hours long, and you know what? You're going to make it. I believe in you. You're going to take some steps forward to make it. I want to talk for just a minute about gifts that don't cost a cent. Sometimes we feel we feel like we don't have the money to make gifts or buy gifts for other people. And so I want to just for a minute say something a little bit about gifts that don't cost a cent. The first one is the gift of listening, but you must really listen. No interruptions, no daydreaming, no planning your responses, just listen. That's a wonderful gift you can give someone during the holidays. Or the gift of affection. Be generous with your appropriate hugs, kisses, pats on the backs, and handholds. Let these small actions demonstrate the love you have for your family and friends. If you don't have any money, say, hey, I want to give you a hug. Or how about the gift of laughter? We're just talking about it. Share articles and funny stories. Your gift will say, I love to laugh with you. How about the gift of a written note? It can be a simple thanks for the help. It can be short or it can be a long page, but some kind of a handwritten note may be remembered for a lifetime, and it may even change a life. I kept track of all the thank you notes that were sent to me in a 2-week period, and I was amazed there was more than 10 people just sending back notes to me. And each one of them I read several times and cherished what they had to say. How about the gift of a compliment? A simple and sincere, you look great in red. You did a super job. That was a wonderful meal. You can make somebody's day. Just recently, I bought a new pair of red frames for my glasses. Now, I didn't buy them for any other reason except to have fun. And I am amazed that people will stop me. They'll stop me on the sidewalk. They stop me at Starbucks. They stop me in stores. It's amazing to me. They'll stop me and say, I love your red glasses. And I just laugh and say thank you. And I also have learned something. If you buy red glasses, you better be ready to smile, because it doesn't matter what's going on in your life, they're expecting a smile from anybody who has red rimmed glasses. So that's what I've learned. How about the gift of favor? Every day, go out of your way to do something kind. And I have a few suggestions that maybe one of them will make it on your list, because there are things that happen to show kindness that can make you feel great too. So maybe volunteering is a great way to get involved. Sending an uplifting text to a family member or friend, or give them a call just to catch up. Treat someone, a friend, a stranger, or even yourself, to a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or a cup of hot chocolate. A couple of times when I've been in Starbucks, the man in front of me will say, hey, I want to pay for everybody's drinks all the way back. And, I might be second in the line, and I'll go, wow, that's really nice. And, he did that. I remember that maybe there was 4 of us in line, and he said to the gal, and keep the change. What a nice gift. Be a friendly driver. Let the other driver merge into traffic with a wave and a smile. Now that's being really kind. How about dropping off magazines at a local nursing home? How about if you see someone coming out of the grocery store and they're putting all their groceries in their car and they've got to take that cart back, hey, be there to take that cart. Say, I'll take that back. How about posting extra coupons for family members to say, hey, do you want to use these? How about putting a holiday bow on someone's mailbox? I want to tell you something that happened to me the first year after Joanne died. It was something I'd never experienced. I found out later, it was called the 12 Days of Christmas. And 12 days before Christmas, I opened my front door and there was a gift. and it said something about the first day of Christmas, your true love gives you, and there was one gift. I think it was one cookie. Wow, I was thrilled to death. The next day I opened the door and there was two ornaments for the tree. The third day, there was three things. I think there was three, if I can remember, three gift cards to go someplace and use them. Four, they had something there for 4 and 5. I don't remember all the things, but there was something every day that when I opened my door, I had no idea who it was, never a clue, until the last day. And the last 12, well, the family knocked on my door, and the husband gave me 12 beautiful roses and said, our family just wanted you to know it's been so much fun to celebrate you every day, and we wanted you to have the 12 roses and have a Merry Christmas. What a great idea. What a wonderful way to be kind. And so, kindness is something that we all can do. And then maybe, how about the gift of solitude? There are times when we want nothing better than just be left alone. And sometimes we just need to be sensitive to those times and give the gift of solitude to others and to ourselves. And how about the last one is the gift of a cheerful disposition? The easiest way to feel good is to extend a kind word to someone. Really, it's not that hard to say, hi, hope your day's going well, or thank you for opening the door, or thank you for being present this morning in the meeting, or thank you for your smile. You know what? It is a gift to give a cheerful disposition. So how about these? None of them cost anything, but you know what? They can mean a whole lot. So I hope that you will have the merriest Christmas or the happiest New Year or the greatest day, whatever it is, by giving, and giving something that doesn't cost a cent. Well, think about it. As you put some shoe leather on something maybe that I've talked about today, I hope you'll take one more step towards healing.